Yes. Hi everyone,
Hello,
welcome.
not Sherlyn, who's definitely Sherlyn, of course. People of the world again. Okay,
Yes, it's nice.
greetings.
Hello, people of the world. Hello, greetings from writers of life.
And we have Sherlyn and not Sherlyn joining. Okay,
Hi.
very interesting.
Welcome back. And today is the final session that we have for choosing secondary school people. So
Yes.
we'll do a quick recap of everything, but of course, we will cover the ones that we have not covered yet.
Oh, my favorite teacher Mitsuko. Okay.
People of the world. You are our favorite as well. Everyone is our favorite. Hi, welcome. Okay, thank you, Chin Yi.
Lisa, greetings.
Thank you.
Hello.
Lisa, thank you for joining.
X Sweet Waves X. Okay, interesting name. Greetings, Zai Ahmad as well.
Hello, welcome everyone. So I think who's been with us for the last few sessions? I'm actually I'm pretty curious who got the full, what do you call this?
The full set.
Yes,
Ah,
correct.
So I
Who do you
think
think was present all throughout?
Sherlyn, Kira, people of the world, Nimama Faye. As
Nimama
well.
Yes.
Yeah, quite a
Full
few of them as
attendance,
well.
right? Full attendance, complete attendance. We are very
Hope
proud
so.
of you. And it's been such a very insightful past three sessions. If you guys are not aware, I have been in the behind the scenes for the past few sessions. I myself have been learning a lot from teacher Benjamin and teacher Jamie's. Sure, I got
Three accounts, yes, definitely.
Wow.
Okay, there's evidence by you having a Sherlyn, a not Sherlyn, and very coincidentally, right, they're all sharing the same profile picture also.
Do they?
Surely,
Yeah. Oh, see,
Ah.
you see, another one.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. Oh, can also change the font style, is it? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. How do you
That's
do
for
it?
TikTok as well.
Do you have TikTok picture, Benjamin? It's about time, huh?
No, not really.
Yeah, so
Okay,
teacher.
greetings Anna, greetings KT, greetings Sherlyn again.
Yes,
Yeah.
welcome to all of you. Now, teacher Benjamin,
Hmm.
what is not covered yet? So far, if I recall correctly, we've
Mm.
done SEC versus IP.
Yes.
Okay, pretty clear. Yesterday was about we zoomed in on CCA. And then the other day also we talked about specialized subjects, right?
Yep,
And then
that's true.
So, what else should they consider when it comes to choosing secondary school? What's left?
Okay, so Sudha, greeting us again from yesterday. Point is, right, this last session, right, is meant to actually wrap up everything in a sense, okay? These are other factors to consider, okay, when you are just before you're going to pick your secondary school as well, okay? The goal for today is
Yes.
is written on the screen, okay? We are going to talk a bit about okay. We're going to talk a bit about looks like we've got a new audience member as well, interestingly enough.
But they attend physical
Yeah.
version one.
Yeah, but the goal here, right, is no. The like
goal.
goal.
Yes.
Oh,
Let's
it's
try.
not the session.
Let's start with 10,000 likes, Sherlyn. Let's go.
10,000.
Hello, is Zizazo Zimzamzom? Is it you? Hi,
Zizazo.
Zimzamzom. Where's the M? Where did the M go? Welcome back to you, Zimzamzom. Hello. Oh my God. Okay. Like goal, let's start with 10,000. Once we get there, let's move it up.
To 50,000. Teacher
But
Jamis
that's
always
actually
says
correct.
50,000.
50K, huh? We haven't reached 50K yet. Hello, Zimzamzom. The bell. What do you mean the bell? Oh, the bell! Is it this one?
I hope.
Okay, but actually, let's ask them. What do you think are the factors we haven't touched on yet?
Yeah.
Okay, we already done CCA, specialized subjects. We've already done what do you call this? SEC versus IP and everything. Which schools offer the IP programs and all. What other factors do you think we haven't discussed yet when you're considering a secondary school?
Yeah.
Should you think about the uniform? I've touched on these things. Can you guess what other factors one should consider? People, let's go. Let's see if they guess it. And
So a bit of a clue, by the way. When you talk about schools, right, can you teleport? By the way. Okay.
Very
How
good
beautiful
clue.
the uniform is. It's a bit surface level, but I guess that can work. Okay. But the problem is, what if your school decides to change the uniform? Like in my own school,
Really?
right?
Yeah, it happened.
In the middle of my sec 3, right, they changed the uniform. So
Then-
if it's not nice anymore, then we change the school, is it?
Correct.
Ah,
Yeah, you
okay.
see. So that one, if that's at the bottom part of the list.
Mm-hmm.
But teacher Benjamin gave you all a very
Okay, not Sherlyn, very, very good. Okay. You have to consider, right, factors like the location also. Okay. Not only the location as well, interestingly enough, we have something that can't really be touched, something intangible.
Mm-hmm. Something
Starts with
about
a
the school.
C.
Yeah, something about the school.
So what makes Raffles Institution, right, for example, so different from Hwa Chong Institution?
Correct.
I think they're all quite good schools, right? What really cuts them? What really, not say cuts, differentiates them, do you think?
Correct. It's like the difference, for example, when you go to, like, say, you go, like, let's compare it to a country.
Yeah.
So if I go to Japan, it would feel very different.
In terms of this.
Correct. In terms of this, yes,
What
cool.
is this? Cool.
It does start with C.
Yes.
But not exactly the word.
It ends with an E. What is
Correct.
this when we talk about
So
that?
the feels and the ambience is very different when I go to Japan as opposed to, let's say, I go to maybe US, for example.
Mhm.
Yeah, very different. And the difference is mainly because of ta-da-da,
C.
cookie. My
Cookie.
goodness.
Monster, is it? Cookie Monster, is it? Not really. Good try. But yeah, the point is, right, not only is it the feels or the ambience, right, but it's also relating to the people there as well.
Correct.
Mhm.
What you think? Hello, Nasui. How do I read that?
Nasui.
Welcome. Correct. So, what do you think? That could also be about. That's correct. The people there,
Mm-hmm.
and I would.
The code. Surely that's a bit short. Okay, so should we reveal it?
Let's
Yes,
give
sir?
them the second letter.
Oh, okay, so CU.
Mhm.
Okay, this school's CU.
Mhm.
What is it? It ends with an E, actually, also.
Correct. And ends with an E. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hwa Chong Lam, greetings. Kishan, hello. Cute. No. Okay,
Let's
that's a
reveal-
good try, but I think ultimately, right, the answer is culture. Okay, a school's culture as well. In fact, yesterday, right, we were also talking a bit about culture too. Okay, I've got quite a few questions. For example, not cupcake. If schools give you free cupcake, they bribe you, you'll go there, is it? Okay, but anyway, yesterday, right, I was talking a bit about we were talking a bit about schools culture as well, especially for schools like Hwa Chong, Raffles, we have St. Andrews as well, things like that. Today we'll go a bit in depth because culture is something very, very difficult to pin down when it comes to
Correct.
schools, honestly.
And even if it's hard to pin down, it's still
Mhm.
yes, an important consideration
Yeah.
to talk about.
So,
And so, what do we start first then?
actually, there's one more thing, right? Actually, before we start, also, we'll talk a
Okay.
bit more about school schedules as well. Okay, these are actual school schedules we managed to get, right, from the students. So, if you're P6, right, going to Sec 1, okay, we'll just give you a glimpse of some possible school schedules. Okay, but do take note that these school schedules, right, they're actually from before the SEC. So
Correct.
it may be a bit different, right, when subject-based banding comes around and whatnot. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, other factors to consider. What are they? So I'm going to move on to the next part.
Hello, Charles. Hello, Bob
Hello,
and Tim.
Cosmic Powers,
Wow,
Bob
we
and
like the
Tim.
name.
Okay,
Thank
so
you for sharing the live, Bob and Tim, Cosmic Powers, Michelin Star.
and Dria as well. Greetings.
Oh wow, very nice.
Okay,
Thank you
so
all for sharing the live. Yes, let's start.
let's start. Okay, so first and foremost, right, we talk a bit about results.
I think I remember you
Uh-huh.
and Teacher Jamie's talking about this session 2.
Yes.
As in, I like this tip so much because some students, they go and say, oh, I'm gonna search the school, and then the school can perhaps give you like, oh, our percentage passing rate for O levels is this one and that one and that one.
True.
However, you both mentioned that don't just look at the overall. You can actually go down to checking their distinction rate per subject, which
right?
is a very good thing.
Okay. So ultimately, right, we need to talk about results because in this education system, right, we can't really run away from results. Actually, in many education systems, right, it's all about results, right? Okay, whether be it things like SETs,
Yes.
O levels and whatnot. Okay. So do you know, right? For example, when it comes to secondary schools, right? Okay. There's a general understanding, right, that some schools they perform better for some subjects, right, than others actually. Okay.
Correct.
And some schools, right, these are the papers, right? They have papers. Okay, you always do these papers. Okay. So Alyssa, I submitted my school choices already.
Oh wow!
Okay, interesting. So sad.
I got
Sad
my
hamster.
PSLE results. Wow, AL1. Oh,
Yeah,
very
she's
good.
doing good.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Go Roblox.
But either way, right, you can still do these considerations also lah.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct.
for Alyssa, even though you submitted already, right, there still can be some considerations
Actually,
as well.
yeah, she can
Yeah.
still, yeah.
So, yeah, as well for this. Okay, so anyway, right, this performance when it comes to the subjects, right, okay, they indicate actually that teaching department, right, the HOD, the teaching staff, right, they're actually very good. Okay, they have a very high degree of academic rigor.
Correct.
Or the materials they're printing, right, the methodology they're using is also excellent when it comes to this also. Okay, so all of these results, right, and all of these subjects, right, they are based on overall academic performance, right, from national examinations also, okay, which influences their reputation. Okay, so all in all, right, do you want to do a bit of, actually before that, I've got one more slide. Okay, so we move on a bit and we continue to talk about results-based approaches, right? So students that actually struggle in specific areas may benefit from these schools that are very good at specific subjects. Okay, and of course, right, if you are good at certain areas, you can hone your skills in that subject too.
So it goes both ways.
Yes.
As
So
in,
we have two profiles.
correct.
In a sense.
Yes.
So let's say, right, you go to a school known for English. We remember before, right, teacher Jamis said, right, we have schools like RI, if I'm not wrong, they have a creative writing program as well. Okay, so if these schools, right, you know that they are very, very good at a specific subject, you can be of one of two profiles in a sense.
Okay.
You are very, very bad, not say very, very bad, you're not so good at the subject. Okay, when you join that kind of program in that school, right, you join a school which specializes in that subject, right, you can, in a sense, right, benefit from it. Okay, because that school excels in that area, it is able to pull you up for the national examinations. Okay, if you're already good at that subject, right, you can the curriculum, in a sense, the program offered by the school, right, for that very, very good subject, right, it can help you to stretch yourself, hone your own skills as well. Okay, so ultimately, right, passion and interest, these are important considerations when you select schools, secondary schools that are noted for their performance.
So strengthen. So it's like, I'm good at this.
Yes.
I will go to a school that will help me strengthen my strengths.
Yes.
But at the same time, let's say you know what you like. I want to be good at this. So you go to the school that can strengthen a weakness that you currently have.
That's true.
But at the same time, what about for, let's say I'm a student at this point in time, just finished primary school, and then I am not quite sure yet which path I want to really take, if I'm going more towards this side or this side. But I have an inkling, even just an inkling of what I may want.
True.
That is still a good direction for you to just go and say, oh, this type of school may cater to what I may eventually like.
Okay, so in this case, right, you can ask yourself the following. Okay. So for your subjects, right, for, let's say that we talk a bit about English, right? So are you consistently performing well for it?
Yes, okay, this is good. So let's say, for example, teacher Benjamin, I just finished primary school. I'm not sure.
Not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I want to consider the tip that you gave me, as in I can go and check the distinction rates.
Yeah.
So what is good for me to check now, if I'm not sure yet what I want, how can I roughly know my strengths? So now you're telling me, first, I can
talk about consistently. Do you consistently perform well for a particular subject?
I see. So at least I can go back to my marks, for example, and perhaps create a sheet like English, math, science, right, mother tongue.
Possibly.
And then see my scores, my exam scores, and which one do I consistently score well. That could be that could tell me the signs like, oh, I'm actually very good at this subject. Okay, that's one. Any other things I can check?
So another thing you can check, right, is I would say perhaps a bit of passion and interest. I have a student who, for some reason, right, whenever we do comprehension, right, she really gets into it as well. So if you like, she really likes the comprehension part of English, for example. So I think if you are passionate about something, right, you will automatically want to read up more about it. You want to do better for it also, isn't it?
Passion and interest.
Okay.
Hello, so, Violin B. So sorry,
what
teacher.
is happening?
Give me words of encouragement.
Okay. Skibbity toilet risk for real. I don't know what to say to this name. Okay, interesting.
Can give me words of encouragement. What encouragement do you need, Skibbity? Is it for your choice of school, or is it encouragement just for life in general?
Moral support.
We want to tailor the encouragement for you. So tell us what kind of encouragement you need. Jellycats at 8 weird. I think I'm late. Hello, user 3619. Welcome to you. I don't want to study anymore.
Okay.
Please do not give up. Okay,
yes,
Moonlight,
okay.
Do not give up.
Actually, I have like a teacher actually told this to me, right, when I was in secondary school, right. She said that humans, right, their brains are meant to be working constantly in a sense. So here's the thing, right. Research has actually shown, right, people who retire early are shown to have a higher risk of getting Alzheimer's, right, or dementia, because their engine has stalled, and in a sense they're not using it.
Correct. So Moonlight.
So Moonlight, right, I understand if you're burnt out. Okay? So that's the reason, right, why you have 3 months of break. Okay? So please really rest. Take this 3 months of break to play Roblox, play Minecraft, do what you need to do. Okay? But keep the brain working.
Correct.
Okay.
I truly believe in non-stop learning, but what you can control is the difficulty level of the learning you're going through.
Oh, interesting.
Hi, teachers.
You're saying?
I'm Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin. This is Teacher Benjamin.
I'm Teacher Benjamin as well. Hello, greetings. You're scared? Why are you scared?
Why are you scared, Benjamin? Is it because of your school choices?
Is it because of your PSLE results as well?
Yeah, while you're sharing why you're scared, if you are comfortable to share, definitely share. But I realized 2 things actually, Teacher Benjamin, when you were telling me just now, like P6 students who are not sure what you actually really want to focus on for subjects. You told me check the subjects I've been consistently scoring well, passion and interest. But when you mentioned that, like, hey, I noticed this from my student that when she does comprehension, she really gets into it. That gave me the idea. Everyone, talk to your teachers as well. Sometimes your teachers may actually see something that you have not seen yourself, as in human beings, we have blind spots.
True.
So that means to say, you may be performing very well on something. You thought that you're not performing well, but your teacher may have seen it in you. So it may be good that they talk to the teachers, right? And say, sure, what do you think? They may be seeing like, oh, okay, you're actually, it was pretty quick of you to do this. You were very quick to grasp this concept. You are good at this area. Parents as well?
Parents as well. I was going to get to that as well. So when it comes to your parents, right, interestingly enough, they know you far better than your teachers, right?
Yes, correct.
And of course, right, once again, we come back to blind spots, right? Parents may be far more aware, right, that actually you are pretty good when it comes to this subject as well.
Correct.
Okay?
So have that conversation, everyone, even with your friends maybe as well. No?
Yeah,
friends,
that's true.
Have that conversation. Honestly ask them, what do you see in me that I'm actually good at? And I would like to include that in my considerations, for example. Yeah, so that's number 1. And do we have a list of this, Teacher Benjamin?
Yes, and actually I'm going to get to that. I'll let you know, right, the next list that's coming up, right, is going to be pretty important. Because, right,
prepare the screenshots.
We are going to talk a bit about some schools, right, which are better at some of these subjects as well. They score, right, consistently a number of quite a high rate of distinctions for these subjects.
Didn't see, like, are you guys aware of this actually?
Mhm.
Like, do you know some specific schools that are very good with specific subjects? And because we're about to show you the list now, so please prepare to screenshot. But I'm quite curious if you guys are aware. Do you have a specific school in mind when I say, for example, English?
Let's consider that.
Let's say English. Drop any schools. What do you think? Like,
Which schools, right, are always known? Which schools do you do a lot of their papers?
Because
You
for
think
sure,
about that.
right? When you say English, tuition center, you say, oh, writers at work. But I'm talking about schools. What about schools? If I say English, do you think there is a specific school? Oh, now people are going.
Hwa Chong? What is Hwa Chong?
What
Is there
is
such a school?
Hwa Chong, people of the world?
But Sherlyn, right? Thank you, Sherlyn, right, for killing your fingers for us. Okay, please don't kill it too much. Okay, for spamming likes. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing the live. Hi, Zaini93FX.
Okay, when we talk about English, right, do you have an idea which schools, right, are consistently, which secondary schools, right, consistently, right, they score a high rate of distinctions?
Correct.
Anyone?
So I have nothing else. Thank you for the 3.3K. I have nothing else to do.
Okay.
Anyone else for English? Any schools that come to mind when you think about English? Like, oh, I know students from this school are very good at this, or this school has high distinction rate for English. Give it a try before we reveal Raffles.
Raffles, I think in general, right, they across the board, right, they have very, very good distinction rates for their subjects. So yes, Sherlyn, you're correct. Any others?
Any others?
Oh, we have another Sherlyn.
This one is like I.
This is like I. Okay.
Victoria.
Victoria in general.
Is it in our list?
In our list, perhaps it is, but actually in this list, you need to go check again. Okay, maybe you need to call in detail. Okay, so I do have to emphasize, right, that this is a bit indicative also, this list. Okay. You need to go and check on your own. We called a lot of schools, right? We found a lot of data to put this list up as well. Okay.
So the best takeaway you can get from this part is that you should know the right questions to ask when you go for open house, for example, or when you go for search for information in the school's website. This should tell you that it's one thing that you can check. Ask them if they actually know the distinction rate of this specific, because for sure, right, the way I see it logically, if this school actually has the data when you ask it,
they will gladly give it.
Correct, right?
Yes.
Because they know that they perform very well on it, right? So when you see them confidently putting it out, or when they can give you the answer to that question, that means to say they perform very well because they confidently can answer your question.
True.
So check the distinction rate of the subjects. But let's see if your answers are in the list.
Okay.
Let's give it a go.
We have the following subjects, right? This is for English and mathematics. Okay. And all in all, you can see that we have the same few familiar names there also. Okay. So for English, right, ACSI always very, very strong when it comes to English. Okay. Catholic High Cedar Girls, CHIJ also. Okay. Nanyang Girls, and so on and so forth. Raffles Institution is on both columns also. But you will notice, right, a number of other schools. Okay, maybe you're not so familiar with these schools as well. We have Bedok Green, perhaps Edgefield. I think it's kind of new as well. I've never really heard about that before. Yishun Town, and so on and so forth too. Okay, so if we look at mathematics, right, we have these schools as well. Okay, ACS again, Bedok Green, Catholic, Cedar, Chongqing, Dunman, Hwa Chong, Maria Stella, Nanyang Girls High School, National Junior College, but that's an IP school, and the like as well.
Correct.
Okay.
This is not to say that all other schools are not good at it.
Yes.
What we're trying to drive here as a point is that for a lot of times, how good the school is doesn't always reflect on in the classroom or in a specific subject, because at the end of the day, they have different teachers.
Yes.
What the distinction rates can tell you is that at least from results wise, at least it gives you a level of idea, right, as to what kind of group of teachers they have, and how strong their curriculum and syllabus is when it comes to specific subjects.
And
so it's good.
That's true. So another way you can think of it this way, another way you can think of, right, in a sense, right, is when you're talking about what do you call that? practice papers. So if you go to some of the shops, right? Okay, I know there are some shops, like where I live, right? I always pass by this vendor, right? He or she is always selling uh papers, past year papers, right, for specific schools. Look at those papers, right? Which schools, right, do they always have?
That's
okay?
a good one.
So
That's
I
a good
remember
one.
during my time, right, I always see ACSI papers. Okay, practice papers also.
Pretty interesting.
So that's another thing you can consider.
That's correct.
So all in all, right, parents, if you're watching also, I would say that it's quite good to have an awareness, right, of what subjects, right, these schools tend to emphasize on.
Move your head. Who
Okay.
was that who said, if you want to take a picture, you take now, how we'll move aside.
Oh, okay.
Be
Here you
kind
go.
to us. Okay, we will give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, I'll give you the 5-second one.
5, 4,
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, now we shall move back.
Okay. So
Yes.
ultimately, right, what I would say that this list, right, we are human, right? We can't call all 1,000 plus schools in Singapore. So if you are interested in a specific school, okay, please do call them, ask them for their
Correct.
distinction rates for that subject also.
That's correct.
Okay, if there's something to hide, okay, but if they want to readily give up the information, right, it does indicate that they have confidence in their performance for that subject, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have another subject?
Yes, in fact, we
Okay.
have actually
Let's get
a
them
few.
okay.
And this is more for the sciences,
Sciences,
as well.
I
Okay,
see.
based on our methodology of just calling them.
Let's see if they have an idea as well for
Okay.
this.
So
Specific sciences.
maybe we can consider, right, schools like physics, that perform well for physics. Anything?
Physics. Anyone, especially those of you who are actually looking into that subject as well. Do you have any clues, any school name that comes to mind when you talk about physics? People, let's give it a try. Again.
Raffles again. Yes, actually, right. One thing you will notice is that Raffles, right, for some reason, is always there. Okay, interestingly enough.
Any other schools?
Okay, one good rule of thumb, right? Maybe you consider the more well-known schools. Are they going to be on the list if you think about it? So
Correct. Anyone else who wants to give a guess? Let's go. So the next one we'll be sharing will be on physics, bio, and chemistry, right?
Okay.
Oh, St. Nicholas.
St. Nicholas.
Is it there?
Interestingly enough.
Interesting.
Not really. Maybe we missed it.
Okay. One more before we proceed. Let's give it a go. Hwa Chong.
Hwa Chong, I would say yes. For quite a lot of the subjects on the list, right, they are there. We'll see.
Oh, St.
Okay.
Hilda.
St. Hilda.
Okay.
We'll see. Okay.
Actually, let's reveal
So,
it. Okay, prepare for screenshots, people.
Looking at this, right, we have these three subjects. These are your triple sciences, essentially. Okay? And consistently, right, these schools have shown a high rate of distinction, right? But do take note, these are pretty much the schools we have been able to call. Okay? Again, right, go and verify on your own as well. Okay? So, for physics, right, ACSI is there again. CEDA Girls once again. CEDA Girls, in fact, right, is for all three subjects as well. So, take note of that. Chongqing High for all three. Dunman High also. Hwa Chong for physics. Okay, Nanyang Girls High School, National Junior College. There's a bit of a mistake here. Raffles Institution. There's no such thing as Raffles Girl Victoria School. Okay, by the way, it's just Raffles Girls
Raffles Girls.
and there's Victoria School. And interestingly enough, right, very near Hougang, right, around there, right, Sin Min Secondary School. So, okay.
Interesting.
So if we talk about biology, we have Anderson, we have Bedok Green, CEDA Girls again, Chongqing again, Dunman again. Jurong West also, surprisingly, their biology department is quite competent. Okay, pretty good. Ngee Ann Sec, Raffles Girls. There's no such thing as Raffles Girls Sin Min. Okay, again, right, a bit of a mistake there. Sin Min Secondary School also. Yishun Town also. You'll notice, right, if you go back, right, Yishun Town, interesting enough, they're quite good at English too. Okay? So, chemistry, right, Ang Mo Kio, Bedok Green, CEDA Girls, Chongqing again, Dunman again. Okay, Jurong West, Meridian, RI. There's no such thing as Raffles Girls River Valley. So Raffles Girls cut River Valley. Okay, RVHS. Okay. So on all right, please do your due diligence. Go and verify on your own as always as well. Okay.
Have you taken the screenshot, people?
Yes,
Yeah.
don't ask us to go away again. Thank you. It hurts our feelings.
Okay. Wow, pretty interesting. So at least you have a list with you, and at the same time, you know what questions to ask when it comes to distinction rates. for
Yes,
these
Sherlyn,
subjects.
you can take a break from pressing the like button.
It's fine,
Okay.
Sherlyn. It's also important that you answer the questions.
Yes, okay.
Wow,
So
3.9K. Thank you,
3.9K,
Sherlyn, ha?
very good. Okay.
Yeah.
So with all of that done, right, I hope you have taken a screenshot. Okay, maybe if you need, right, we can come back again. The point is, right, schools that score well for specific results, right, score well, we define it, right, as a high rate of distinction for national exams, right?
Teacher Benjamin, you have a question from Era.
Do you have to take higher mother tongue to go to IP schools? So for this, right, for certain IP schools, you may need to take higher mother tongue. Okay, in fact, right, if you go to the school finder, you will see letters like D, M, or P. Okay, in brackets. For that, right, you need to consider that school, okay, the last student, right, the so-called weaker student they took, right, okay, took higher Chinese. Okay, so whichever school, right, has a D, has a P, has a M, right, next to it, right, you may need to take higher Chinese for that.
Correct.
Okay, please go and check again as well.
So School Finder, yeah, the one from
School Finder,
MOE,
thank you very much.
It will have a lot of information you will need per school.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, I will come back and need a TikTok break. Yes, if you need a break, do so, Sherlyn, no problem. We will see you again once you are ready for it. Yes.
So as I was saying, right, schools, right, that they typically do well, right, they have tried and tested techniques, right, that can really help you and your child, of course, if you're a parent. And there is something that these schools are doing, right, to consistently excel. We talk about consistency, isn't it? Okay, so on all right, if you really, really want to hone one of your subjects, right, okay, you can consider one of the schools you have talked about.
Correct.
As well. Okay, maybe what Alyssa, I know you already indicated, right, your choice for the schools, right? If you're very, very curious, why not you just call up the school, your first and second choice, right? Why not you just ask them in a sense, right? What are the distinction rates for these subjects also? Yeah, why not? Okay, even if you have submitted already, right, you can just do that also.
Don't lose anything. You're just asking a question. If they have an answer for you, that will be good. Yeah, give it a try.
Okay, so in terms of scoring subjects, right, there's that. Let's move on a bit more, right, to something that maybe a lot of you will be more familiar with.
Yes,
okay?
Here we go.
So, Teacher Mitsuko, why do they repeat location thrice? Why in the world do they do it?
I mean, location is important, right? First and foremost, I think the very first thing that comes to everyone's mind is like the time, the travel time that you have going back and forth, school and home. But beyond that, what are the implications of the time you spend with the location? So number one, you have to put into consideration, for example, the schedule that you have in secondary life, right? Schedule is not the same as primary school anymore. And then with that new schedule, put on top of it your travel time. And on top of it, you also put like extra things like your CCA and so on and so forth. It adds up to the mental load and the physical load that you have when you are a secondary student. So it does matter, even for us adults, right? I tell you, the travel time we had back and forth from work does matter to us.
Yeah.
Because it takes a toll on you sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. On how far or how near.
And if you think about it, right, time is the most precious resource that is. You cannot use money to buy time.
Correct.
Right?
I mean, the goal is not for you to find the closest school. Good if you are actually, it's close to you. But the goal is for you to actually get a good, an informed decision. Like, is it worth for me traveling this amount of time to be in that school?
Yeah.
What is that school able to offer you for you to make that sacrifice? For example, if you eventually choose to, to spend that amount of time traveling. And at the same time, give you some clues. Oh, I'll also give you some ideas on, let's say you choose to travel. Is there something you can do with that time as well?
Because if you think about it, right, if you spend most of your time traveling, okay, can you study conducively on a packed train?
Yes,
Okay,
that's
can
a good
you
question.
do your homework on a packed train also?
Because some
Okay.
of them may have that idea, like, oh, sure,
Yes.
I don't mind. I will use my travel time to do this or
I'll
do
be
that.
honest, right? It doesn't work.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. So these
Yeah.
are it's like, so you see, location may be straightforward, but these are the considerations you need to think about.
In fact, we can ask them a bit of a question, right? Is it worth, right? Let's say you live in Jurong, right? Is it worth, right? Taking half an hour or close to an hour, right, just to go to maybe a more branded school like Raffles, or just going to a more localized school like Jurong West Secondary, if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Oh, actually, we have a
Yes.
question.
N
Jun
levels.
Heng Kaseyo. For N levels, right? Sec 4 normal acad, Sec 4 normal technical, take the same people. Yes, one N levels, right? But 2027 onwards, right? SEC. Okay, we have no more O levels and levels already.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, unless you're okay waking up very early.
Yes,
That's
that's the
another
thing.
thing.
Let's sleep, right? Everyone wants their beauty sleep. Okay.
That's another thing, right?
Right.
Your body clock. Are you willing to wake up that early
Actually,
every day?
Teacher Mitsuko, what's the recommended number of hours, right, for a growing teenager? How many hours do you think?
I would say 8 to 10.
8 to 10, yes, but for me, I feel it's more 7 to 8
7 to 8.
because they are teenagers already.
7 to 8, so then 7 to 8 can already.
Yes. So in fact, I'll let you know, right? I've got some Malaysian classmates, right? I feel very, very sorry for them. They wake up at 5 a.m. every day, okay, just to cross the border, just to come to school. 5 a.m. on a packed bus, smelling body odors and everything like that. Okay? And when they go home, right, they leave maybe around 5 p.m. We all end school, right, probably at the same time. 5 p.m., right? Roughly takes maybe they reach home at around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. What kind of existence is that if you think about it? That's why I feel very, very, very sorry for them in a way.
Yeah.
Okay?
Correct.
But really admire their dedication.
That goes
Okay.
like that's why I think about this as like two things. You when you think about location, you think about the school because then I really appreciate those people who makes the effort to really travel that long because they see the value on the school that they go to.
Yeah.
What they're learning from it. So think about it that way as opposed to also thinking about it like, oh, I need it somewhere very close because I save my time this way. It can be both ways. But yeah, the sacrifice that you need to make has to, eventually translate to whatever you think you're getting now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're at 3.9K.
Yes.
Maybe we can push it up to 5. Okay.
We're closing to 5,000 likes.
That's that. Let's move on a bit, right, and talk about some more stuff about location. Okay. So all in all, right, you can consider that actually there are prominent schools, right, in all areas of Singapore. Just because, right, you don't make it to your dream school, right, do note that there are alternatives also. Okay. So there are also schools that actually they remain popular every year. So once again, right, you have to fight for what limited spaces there are. Okay. So an awareness, right, of all of these schools, right, is actually rather important.
Correct.
Okay, so now, right, let's do a bit of an activity. Okay, we are going to split Singapore into 3 parts. Okay, we start from the west. We start from the we go to the center. We go to the east, around there. So if I can ask you accordingly, I'm going to give you the name of a school. You tell me east, west, or central.
Correct.
Okay,
ready? Are you ready?
So let's start, right, with our east, in a sense.
Okay.
Anglican High School, east, west, or center?
Anglican High School.
Hey, you guys must know, by the way. Okay.
East, west, or center?
Have a very good idea, roughly, of where it's going to be.
Like
Anglican.
Test your awareness of Singapore.
East, west, central.
Okay, give it a try.
Where is Anglican High?
Anglican High. East, west, central. Welcome, marry me, who just joined the live. Let's go.
I mean, you can do a bit of gambling if you think about it.
I don't know my east. Oh my god.
I don't know my east, west, and central.
Okay. Okay, I think that the biggest what you can do is the way I remember this, I have the same issue remembering where's west and where's east. I always remember the word we. So we is WE, right?
Yep.
So the west No.
It is.
Correct, right?
Yeah,
It's
so
we.
west and
West,
east.
Correct. So
Yeah.
think about we. Just remember we all the time.
If
and
you're
then
not
you will
sure
know.
about west, right, that's where Jurong is, that's where Clementi is, and
Correct.
so on and so forth.
Mm.
East, right, that's where Changi Airport is, if you don't know, by the
Yes,
way.
East Changi, West Jurong.
Mm.
So think about it the way, and your keyword is we.
Central, right, you have things like Hougang, you have things
Ah.
like...
So now she has proper
Bishan.
orientation. So
Okay, can.
now Sherlynn's answer is West. Is Anglican High at the West, teacher
No.
Benjamin?
It is unfortunately more towards the east.
Oh.
Okay, it's more towards the
Okay,
east people of the world. Okay, unfortunate. Okay.
So Anglican is east, people. Okay, one more. Let's find something easier.
Okay,
You
easier.
think something that they can.
Let's talk about Raffles Girls.
Raffles Girls. Let's give it a try.
I think this one more people should know,
West,
right?
East,
Raffles
Central.
Girls.
Raffles Girls. Let's go. Ton, 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 ton.
Where's Raffles Girls?
East, Central.
Central, okay, from Miss, okay, Hashri in a sense. Not sure. But yes, you're correct. Okay, actually, right, you're correct. Central, Raffles Institution, Raffles Girls. It's towards the center also.
Okay. Central. One more.
Okay,
school.
one more. Let's try something in the west. Okay? Not in the west. I gave my answer. Okay, I changed it around, sorry. Let's try Victoria School.
Okay, Victoria. Let's give it a try.
East, west, or central for Victoria? East.
East.
Oh, this
People of the road
Illyra
says
is pretty good actually.
Wow.
And the Illyra is correct. Okay,
Yay!
Victoria School is more towards the east as well.
Very
Okay.
far.
So, very far, okay, for you maybe. Okay? So in either case, right, I will show you the following.
Alright, here
Okay?
we go.
So, selecting secondary schools, right, these are schools of note, okay, that you can consider. Again, the formatting is very, very funny. There's no such thing as Swiss Cottage Secondary School Unity, so be sure to take note of that.
Yeah, just
Okay.
move it down, yeah.
So we have schools like Anglican in the east, right? Okay, more towards Changi. If I'm not wrong, Punggol is more towards the east as well. We have Anglican Chongqing, CHIJ Katong Convent. Okay, Dunman High Ngee Ann, St. Hilda's Tanjong Katong Girls School, Tanjong Katong Secondary, Temasek JC Secondary, and Victoria as well. Towards the center, I think it's more accessible for far more people as well. Okay. We have ACS Barker, ACSI, Catholic High, Cedar Girls, CHIJ Secondary, St. Nicholas, Hwa Chong, Maristella. It's far more in the center. Okay, you notice how they situate their campuses far more in the center, right? So that people from the east and west is a bit easier. So, okay, in the west, right, we have Assumption English School, Bukit Batok, Dunnan, Kent Ridge, Nanhua Swiss Cottage, Unity Secondary School, Senghua Secondary School. Yiying, actually, I believe it should be more center though. Okay, but in any case, right, you just take note of that. Okay, so you live in the north. Okay, so probably near Woodlands or something, right? Okay, noted on that. But if we gave north, south, east, west, and everything, right, there are going to be quite a lot of schools as well. So we cut the island into 3 parts as well. Okay, so it's more easy to visualize.
Correct.
Okay, so with all of that in mind, right, when it comes to locations, do take note that these schools, right, they have very, very strong cultures. Okay, point is you need to be aware of the cutoff points and the requirements as well. Don't be like some people, right, for all 6 schools, right, all 6 choices, right, you go and apply for schools that you cannot even make it, right? What if you get sent to a school in the west? You live in the east, you get sent to a school to the west.
Yeah.
So once again, right, take note of the following as well. And all in all, you have to prepare, right, for those P6 students among you, right, you have to prepare for the reality of secondary school life as well.
Correct.
Okay? Because again, right, this is not like primary school. Do be aware that you will be traveling. Okay? So think about it that way.
You know, this just gave me the idea, Teacher Benjamin.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I need a marker again. Do we have the black whiteboard marker? So that means to say for all of them who are not decided yet as to which their list of schools, or if some of them perhaps they have their list of schools already, but they don't know which one to position which. Let me just say there is kind of like a much more perhaps logical way to do this, as in I was thinking of a table wherein that you list the schools here.
Oh.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
And then
okay.
you list the factors here. At least for all of you, I think by now they probably have some idea on. Can we have a slide where I can write this down?
Oh, okay. Let me
more
find
blank
it. A more
slides.
blank slide. Is this
this
okay?
one, correct.
Okay.
So for example, I have school A, school B, C, D. Or okay, A, B, C, 4. And then let's say, for example, for the students, at least you can calculate. Yeah, you can calculate. I don't know, like perhaps, for example, you can start with specialized subjects, right? Perhaps
All the factors in a sense.
correct. Specialized subjects, and then location, and then what's the other one? Cutoff point.
Cutoff point? Yeah, I can consider as well.
Cutoff point. Perhaps culture, I guess.
Although culture, I feel would be a bit difficult.
Very hard, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, for example, you can do it this way, all of you, everyone who are watching, and because it may, the weight of each of this may differ per person. For some of them, like, hey, I really need the location because, depending on your preferences and your parents as well, you can put a score. You can put a weight.
Very
for
number
each,
focused.
right?
Yeah.
You put a weight, like, or for me, I have a very important specialized subjects.
Sherlyn, oh, sorry to interrupt. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Okay, you need to go for a lesson.
Sherlyn.
Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you so much, by the way, for coming
Correct.
around.
So, for example, you're a specific student and you're very sure there are some specialized subjects that you want to focus on, then this could be higher. Let's say, for example, I'm going to give this 1 to 5. Let's say 1 to 5, I'm going to give this 3. Location for me is not that important. I'm willing to travel 2 hours, 1 hour.
Wow.
So, location can then go 1 because for you, you're willing to travel no matter. Cutoff point, of course, should be high.
Maybe I can meet it. Maybe I put a 5.
Correct. And then culture, not very hard to pin down, but if you're willing to call every school, for example, go open house on each one of them, you have talked to. I like the idea. I like the one that you said, wherein talk to students from that school.
Yes, I think that's very important also.
Correct, because schools, if you solely base it on open house, for example, they will tell you the best things.
They will show you what they want to show.
Correct. And if you rely on forums, for example, you may get the worst things and special cases. So the midpoint is you talk to quite a few of them who are in that school. You may get a bit more of honest feedback.
And that's the thing also, if I were to add on to that, right, when it comes to culture, right, actually this, I'll talk about this later, but do go to open houses actually. Because even though, right, they can show you what they want to show you, right, you can ask quite a few of the seniors there.
Yes.
And I will let you know, seniors are far more important, right, okay, than you think, okay?
Correct. So
there are far more honors also actually, sorry, let's
so
move on.
what score do we put that here?
Maybe we put a 2.
2.
Okay.
So then you can start ticking the boxes. Like, oh, school, this school offers it, but then here, and then here, and then here. Then I will take this off.
And you can add the scores also up actually.
Correct.
3 plus 1 plus 5 plus 2.
Yes, this is 7.
4. Oh, we're not math teachers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, it's a good way to make things a bit easier.
11.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, again, we are not math teachers for a reason.
I teach English.
Yes. Okay.
But this is something you can do. Create a table for it. Assign some weightage on the factors that are important to you. And then at the end of the day, check. Sometimes also, right, when you start thinking, and then you got the actual positioning of each school. Sometimes your heart's like, oh my god, when I saw the positioning, I realized I actually like C, but C is not the top one. When it's clearly there in your face, you start realizing which school you actually really want to go to. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the factors because it's not like you can just go anywhere you want, right? You have to be strategic
now,
about it.
actually, right, for one thing, right, I want to emphasize a bit on this for location also. So, guys, by the way, if you are if you have already chosen your school, you're already determined to go for whatever school you want to go, right? Okay, you all are very free during the holidays. Please do this thing, okay?
Yes.
Always, right, if you can, right, during these holidays, right, try to take a bus, take public transport, right? Go down to your school. Okay?
Yes.
Please do this during the holidays, for the P6 students especially, by the way.
Just the Zoom.
Okay? So if you are going, for example, right, you're taking an MRT, begin timing yourself, right? Roughly how long, right, will I take to go from my home to whatever school I'm going via MRT? But also take note, MRT may break down. We have seen this happen with the East-West line, the entire stretch. Okay? So please think of alternate transports as well. Okay? So you must do this during the holidays. Don't get a shock.
Yes.
Okay? During the first day of school. Also understand, right, that parents they're not always going to be there to fetch you. What if your father goes on a business trip?
Correct.
Okay, so think about these things as well.
Yeah,
So,
I couldn't stress
what's
that
your
enough.
opinion on first choice Edgefield Secondary? So, as we have seen, right, Edgefield is rather good in a number of subjects, I would say. Okay, so English is quite good as well, and I think it's a bit of an up and coming school. But okay, interesting. ZXCVYQ, I need a bit more information for
Correct.
yourself.
So
Okay,
this
by the
one,
way.
okay, let's use this as an example now. All of you listening, right? So now ZXCVYQ has some list of schools. Now is the time that you start asking the questions to yourself now, with regards to all the factors that Teacher Benjamin and all the rest of the sessions we talked about, right? So when we have the schools, then ask yourself the following questions now, as in location-wise. I live in Pongo and got 11. Okay. So now,
Okay.
like, cut-off point.
So ask yourself a few things first, right? Do you hit the cutoff point for at least 2 to 3 of the schools? Okay? So as long as you do that, right, there's a high chance you will be able to get into whatever choice you choose. Okay? All hit,
all right.
Excellent. So
Tick.
there's a high chance you'll be able to get in for that. And the next thing you want to think of, I think, is location as well. Okay? So location wise, right, there's quite a few apps, right, to measure, in a sense, distance. There's quite a few apps, right, like Google Maps. If I'm not wrong, there's a Singapore Maps application as well. That's far more reliable. And you go and find it again. Okay? And things to take note of also, subject combination. Okay?
Subject combination.
You can go and call, right, because if I'm not wrong, right, specific subject combinations, right, in Sec 3, they may be quite rigid when it comes to this. So for example, if I want to take pure biology, right, a school may require that I take pure literature also, but I don't like literature.
Correct.
How? Okay, so you can try to call to find out about this. Try to find out about distinction rates, and if you have not done so already, for all of these schools, right, you can also go for the open houses. Okay, if you haven't already.
So I like those things. Summarizing what Teacher Benjamin said, think about it as XCVYQ, the subject combinations. Another thing is the location, and then we're good with the cutoff point. But you mentioned one more thing. What was it?
Open houses.
The open
Culture?
houses before the. I forgot. But before the subject combination. After the subject combination and before
by the way, we hit 5.7 already.
5.7.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Yes. So those are the questions that you have to consider. ZXCVYQ.
There's a question from Jamie's account.
Okay.
What's Tanjong Secondary School famous for?
Tanjong Secondary School. Tanjong Katong, or is that Tanjong School? Okay. For this, right, I'll be honest, you can do a bit of digging on your own also. Okay? Once again, call the school.
Yeah.
Okay? Find out their distinction rates. That's a very good benchmark, I think.
Oh yeah, that's the one I remember now. The distinction
Tanjong.
rates.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, cutoff point is also another good indicator, okay, in a sense, right? Because cutoff point measures, right, I would say the score of the lowest performing student last year as well. Okay, so you can roughly see the caliber too.
Correct.
Open houses also something good to go for. Because again, right, you can talk to a lot of seniors and whatnot also. Okay. So any other questions? If not, no, we'll move on. Okay, so we are talking a lot, right, previously about culture. Okay, location. Now let's talk a bit about school culture. Okay, so when it comes to culture, right, maybe I can get some stereotypes about some schools. Okay, now what are some stereotypes you all have, right, when it comes to certain schools?
Okay.
Like Raffles, like Hwa Chong, like ACSI. Actually, did I tell you all? I think I said this before. Right? This anecdote, this story, right before. So, I actually have an ACS friend, and he told me a bit of a joke. He said that, oh, Raffles and ACS, right? We are always rivals. We always fight against each other. But then he said that in the end, right, we will be the CEOs, we'll be the business owners. Raffles people, they're very smart, they'll work for us.
Oh.
So that's a bit of. Does
my
that
God.
say, do you think, a bit about their culture as well? So what stereotypes, right, do you have of certain schools when it comes to culture?
Correct.
I know some people, they have a bit of a an understanding that, oh, St. Andrews, right, is a very, very play-oriented school. Is it true?
What do you guys think?
If it's true, then why are they able, for example, right, to do consistently well for subjects like English, for example?
Correct.
Okay, mathematics also. Okay, so any what do you call that? Any specific conceptions you have of certain schools?
Let's give them
Any
a school name.
stereotypes?
Okay.
Maybe we talk about Victoria. Anyone
Victoria.
from Victoria, by the way?
Yeah.
Do you all have any stereotypes when it comes to Victorians?
When you hear that name, anything that comes to mind? Like
Anything
perfect
about
attendance for
Cedar
the
Girls?
specialized learning. And you chose a different font style. It looks beautiful.
Yep, that's pretty
Yes. We
So-
are very happy that you managed for
CCA also. Interesting, for CCA, right? Certain schools are known for certain CCAs. Are there any very, very funny CCAs or not? For specific schools? I know, right? Because I have a secondary 3 student from CHIJ. I'm not sure which CHIJ that it is, right? But she's in the Culinary Arts Society. She literally
That's
cooks for her
nice.
CCA, and she has
That's
gotten very
nice.
good in it. I think that's the best use of CCA ever, in a sense. So netball, if I'm not wrong, right, we had a segment about netball, okay, and certain CCAs as well. Sorry, netball for certain schools as well. They're quite good at that. Maybe later we'll come back to that. So point is, right, maybe you are not so sure about what culture entails, okay? But the point here is this: culture is very difficult to pin down, don't you think?
It is. It's hard.
Okay.
It's hard.
So, without further ado, right, I will go to the next part, and I'll give you some tips, right, on how to determine a school's culture. Because
Yeah.
here's the
correct.
thing,
I think
right,
that's the important part.
certain stereotypes, right, they are just that, stereotypes.
Correct.
Okay, they get passed down from eternity to eternity until they're just distorted. They're not true at all.
Correct.
Okay, so first and foremost, right, culture is very, very intangible. It's difficult to pin down what it is. So culture, right, can be determined, right, from the bottom up. That means perhaps certain batches, right, you have very crazy people, and they determine the culture for that batch, for that year.
All right.
Okay, it can go from the top down. This one is far, far more easier to determine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you an example, right? In my junior college, right, for example, I had a very, very good principal. She was of the opinion that her philosophy, right, is work hard, play hard.
Okay.
So let's just say that my junior college, right, we are known genuinely, right, for mugging, really, really studying very, very hard because of our principal. But when we play, right, we really go all out. She caters for events like carnivals and things like that.
Nice.
So culture can go from up down to down up. Okay, something like that, in a sense. So if you really want to determine culture when it comes to top down, right, you can look at certain things pertaining to the school. So for example, right, you can look at the school's history. Okay, you can look at the school's events, look at the school's programs as well. Because a principal has a when you think about it, schools have a limited budget actually.
Correct.
Where they put the budget, right? What programs, what subjects they put the budget in, right, can be quite indicative of the culture.
Ah, that's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
So if we have a number of SAP schools, for example, you expect them, right? You expect to see a lot of Chinese language programs and the like also. Okay? So this thing about budget, right, actually really you can link it, right, to CCA and a lot of other things as well. Okay? So all in all, right, why is culture so important? Why do I need to care about it? Because if you think about it, culture will affect you or your child's learning experience. Okay? In the school, right, do you have a very guided culture, a very independent culture, a very nurturing culture as well? Okay, are the students, right? Are the students, the people sitting next to you or your classmates, right? Do they study very hard? Okay, do they after school, right? They go out and play. Okay, they don't care at all. Okay, because all peer pressure at this age, right? It plays a big part as well.
So, Teacher Benjamin, if I were, for example, I'm very much willing to speak to students from that school, or I wanted to ask questions, like let's say I want to call the school.
Yes.
What are good questions I can ask to get an idea on the school culture?
So, good question actually.
Yeah.
Let me go and bring you to the next slide or so. So,
Okay.
how do you actually determine, right? Because I have to emphasize again, it's very difficult to pin it down.
Correct.
But how do you determine, right, this school culture? Okay, the specific school's culture. So, first and foremost, right, a very, very important thing, right? You can always attend school open houses. Okay? And I guess this also ties into location as well. You can look at the school websites, the school's programs, look at the school's history as well. Okay? And the next thing you can consider is the school's demographics. Okay, what type of students, right, usually attend this school? Okay, if I were to talk about Nanyang girls, if I were to talk about Nanhua, okay, I talk about Hwa Chong also, you would expect these students, right, to be a bit more Chinese educated also, more Chinese oriented. If I look at SJI, ACS, a bit more English oriented as well. Some people will call the people there bananas or something like that. Okay. Anyway, there's that. Okay. When you talk about teachers, for example, okay, you can look at their profiles. Principal profiles, I think, is one of the most important. This is talking about top-down culture.
Correct.
Okay. Like I said, right, I literally joined my JC because I like the principal so much.
Wow.
Okay. So try to look at what schools, right, your principal has been a principal of. Okay,
that's
as
a
well.
good angle to look at it.
Right?
That's a good angle to look at it. I like that.
And this one was actually pretty interesting. Look at the after school hangouts. After school, right, where do most of your classmates go? Okay, are there a lot of malls nearby, for example, or is it an empty desert or wasteland? Okay, where there's nothing inside. Okay, because if you think about it, after school hangouts, right, is rather important for socialization as well, building connections and whatnot also.
Correct.
Okay.
Very interesting.
So, if you need to take a screenshot, please take a screenshot. Okay, these are some tips. Thank you very much. You're saying.
To kind of like plan it out as a student looking to understand the school culture.
Yeah.
At least going to open houses, asking for like so going to open houses and visiting the website would give me, so which area of school culture can that uncover for me? It would then be what the school values more when it comes to like, you know, if they do more on this, they put more budget on this, then I would at least understand like, oh, are they, for example, doing more activities or putting more budget on my interests personally? So that's one thing. And then you also added the kind of teachers and leaders the school have, the principal, the head of the department, for example.
Yes, the HODs too.
Correct. So those are things, at least the open houses and the school website and history can tell you the values of the school and which they want to focus on when it comes to academics or even CCAs.
Yeah.
Now, on the other side of the coin is speaking to the students from that school.
Top down.
Correct.
In this case.
Yes, and then speaking to the students, now you can see a different side of the culture, as in what teacher Benjamin mentioned about where do these students go, and from your end, you can still learn about the teachers and the leaders from the students themselves. And at the same time, the rigor, perhaps the students can give you an idea on the level of rigor.
Yep. How tough it is.
Correct. Subject
in a sense.
specific, maybe, if you have specific subjects in mind that you want to dive into. So explore both. At least you have I think at that point, speaking to different students there, going for the open house, getting into the website, that will at least give you a good bird's eye view on what you are most likely getting into culture-wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have had a few questions, right, from a few people as well. So that's just now essentially. So there are so many factors to consider.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know you, I'll be honest, because you are literally a name on a screen. You know yourself the best. Okay. So all I can suggest, right, is call the school. Okay, think about location, okay, and the like as well. Look at the CCA, look at the school finder page. Okay.
At the end of the day, what we're doing here is that we're not making the decision for you.
Yes.
However, we want to help you arrive to a more informed decision by number one, breaking down the factors for you, and helping you realize the gravity of each factor depending on how heavy each factor is for you. So when Teacher Benjamin was talking about location, for example, he was talking about what it entails when you have to travel far or when you have to travel close or nearby. At the same time, he was even giving you tips on how you feel the location, as in he was telling you travel from home to that school and see how it feels for yourself. That's number one. So so basically, I'm not gonna tell you whether you go for something close or far, but at least these are what will entail for you when it comes to location.
Once again, when it comes to location, is it worth it or not? Do you have a direct bus? Do you need to switch buses? During the holidays, you really must go and experiment, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
When it comes to subject combination or cutoff point, Teacher Benjamin gave you the idea that, of course, these schools that you're listing, did you make it to the cutoff point or not? Is it worth risking listing a school that you don't get in cutoff point wise? At the same time, CCA yesterday, especially. So we are giving you all the facts, but at the end of the day, you have to make the decision on your own and looking at your own strengths as well as a student at the moment. So culture is done.
Okay, we've got 6.8 now. Okay, pretty good.
Oh, that's nice. We're reaching 10K.
Very nearly going on to 10. Okay.
Yes.
So
let's go.
very quickly, right? I'll do something a bit special now. Okay. Let's talk about secondary schedules. Okay. Yes. So
now, do you guys have any idea how much time you're gonna spend in school now?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, very importantly, I mean that's why a lot of people also say that a huge part building relationships in secondary school is huge.
Yes, that's true.
Technically, at this point in your life, you actually spend more time now in school. If you don't count the sleeping at home, you do spend a lot of time in school.
Okay, so maybe we can ask, right? Are there any secondary students here? Or
question? Say
what
hi.
time, right? On average, right, do you end school? What time on average, right, do you is your dismissal time?
Secondary students, give our primary students some ideas.
And if you're not a secondary student, right, if you're a primary student, right, maybe you can tell me.
Yes.
Also.
What time do you think you're gonna end?
What time do you think, right, we tend to end, right, when we are at secondary school?
Yeah, type it in.
If I'm not wrong, quite a few of them, right, quite a few of the primary school students, right, before they told me that around 1:30, right, they end their primary school. 7:30 p.m. It depends on the CCA, but that's not a very average thing, right? Okay.
Good.
You don't end it on average at around 7:30.
Correct. So on average, what time do you think?
Maybe a bit earlier. Anyone?
2:30. I see.
2:30. It's true. I would say so.
Some people end very late.
Ended that.
2:45.
2:45 maybe. Very close to 3 p.m. as well.
3:30. We have one here.
Okay. So, quite a few answers accordingly. Thank you very much, Sherlyn and people of the world. So now I'm going to give you some samples, right, of school schedules as well. So we have the student profile there too. And okay, anyway, maybe a bit of a note before that. Okay, so you need to understand the lifestyle of a secondary student. Okay, you're going to be that in the future. You need to be able to grow and achieve right under these excellence in a sense under these conditions too. So for the first in this case, right, for the first student, right, this is actually one of our students. He or she has gladly allowed us, right, to share this with us. So this student is in Chinese orchestra, and they have to do their SYS and trainings and everything. They have 3-hour sessions on Monday and Friday. Saturday, they also need to come back Saturday morning. So you can see,
Wow.
okay, very roughly, right, when do they end? Okay, so for this student, right, a lot of it is he ends it his school right around 2:30 p.m. Notice the 2 breaks in between as well. So you have a recess break, you have a lunch break as well. Okay, so there's that. Okay, this is the first student. Notice also that this is going to be a lower secondary student because science, right, they haven't split it into physics, bio, chem yet.
Correct.
Okay, so you can see this is an average week.
Okay.
Okay, and you can see the subjects they are going through. How many hours, for example, of English do I get a week? Okay, how long is an average period? Okay, so that's that for student 1. Any issues, any questions, teacher Mitsuko? I mean, you yourself, perhaps you're not so familiar, right, with all of this too.
Yes.
Looking at this, do you have any thoughts?
I'm thinking like this is lower secondary, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, is this easy for them to adjust?
But that's the thing, isn't it? Because you can see you have a lot more subjects now, like
Yeah.
history.
Correct.
Okay, HY, you have subjects like D&T, design and technology. Okay,
Yes.
and some of these things I've never even seen before. ACE, I don't know what that is. LS, okay, things like that. So a variety of new subjects too. Okay, so with all of that done, Danish.
40 over 50. Yay!
Okay, well done, Danish.
Good job.
Okay, keep it up, by the way, Danish. Thank you very much. So
Good job.
that is, of course, right, student 1. This is for Chinese orchestra. What about a student, right, in softball? Okay, how do you think his or her schedule is like?
Will it look the same?
Interesting. Let's see. Okay, so this in this case, right, is student number 2. His or her CCA is softball. Anyone know what softball are, by the way?
Everyone, what is softball?
Does anyone know what in the world
Do you know what
softball is?
softball is? Do you know that it exists?
Okay, so I actually saw my school offers softball as a CCA. Actually,
A ball that is soft.
surprisingly, the ball is not soft, actually.
Yeah, it's not right.
I mean, it's
but it's
rather
called softball.
hard in a sense. So you put a ball on a stand, then you whack the ball, and you see how it flies. It's very similar to baseball somehow. Okay, and
that you use with a
yeah.
stick.
Okay.
Very good.
So for this, right, you can see, right, this is one of the students' schedules as well. So this is probably a lower sec student too, because there's no E-Math, A-Math.
Correct.
Okay, so this student also takes higher Chinese, if I'm not wrong, and there you have it. Okay, so you have 3-hour sessions, three hour sessions for softball,
Wow.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Wow.
So it's not reflected in the schedule, but on Monday, right, he probably goes home at 5 p.m.
Correct.
Wednesday probably goes home at 5 p.m. Friday, probably 5 p.m. or later. Okay, so you can really see the rigor. Look at how packed do you think it is. Okay, CCE, PE, and so on and so forth as well.
Interesting.
Okay, so
And this
on
is
all,
lower, right?
this is already lower
That
secondary.
means to say if this student goes Sec 3, 4,
It'll be even
so
more
then it will,
packed,
yeah,
actually.
it's more, it's gonna go more packed.
And if you're going for a performing arts CCA, a sports CCA, right,
Yeah.
you can really expect it, right, to
just
be
be
even
full.
to be full, to be far more rigorous when you come to SYF, C division, B division. Okay.
See, this is
That's
this
the
is
thing.
why now a lot of the considerations and factors makes a lot more sense in these
Okay.
schedules.
Hmm.
Location now will make more sense to you if you have this
Yes.
kind of schedule.
and you spend that amount of time traveling, are you willing to do that?
And that's the thing, you imagine this, you imagine, right, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right, if you get released at 5 p.m.,
Yes.
you live in a place that takes you 1.5 hours to go home.
Correct.
You go home, it's going to be 7 p.m., 7 plus already.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is going to happen every week.
Yeah.
So think about that. Make these considerations accordingly also.
Where is Mochi and Matcha? They are here. You just don't see them in the frame. We shall show them
Oh,
to
these
you.
are our capybaras, is it?
Yes, Mochi Matcha. So the green one, Matcha. I just recently saw the news of the shortage of matcha recently.
Oh my goodness. In Japan, right?
Yes,
yeah, there's a
correct.
terrible shortage.
Yes, so yes, Mochi and Matcha are here.
How will we ever cope with it? Okay? But anyway,
Okay.
coming back to this, right? Last but not least, right, you can already see, right, we have very, very, very hectic schedules. Okay? And you have an infinite, okay, not infinite lah, but you have a lot of subjects, right, that are going to be very, very familiar. Okay? I'll be honest, I have left the school system for a few years already. I look back, I don't know what in the world LSS is. I don't know what LSM is. Okay? And so on and so forth. Okay? So point is, right, CCAs will take up even more time. And you know that CCAs, right, will be even more important because you can deduct -2 points from your final O-level score also. Okay? And for core subjects, right, English. Some of you have watched the Lives with Teacher Faiz. You know that English, right, is not say completely, but already very different.
Correct.
Okay? It's very high level. So you will fall behind for some subjects too. Be prepared for that. Okay? So on all right, actually I would say there's that. Okay? Do you have any questions with regards to this?
Questions, people, questions.
So if you don't really have any questions, maybe we can do a bit of a recap.
Correct. So,
Or actually, I've got one reminder. Today I talked a lot about culture. Okay? So how do you find a school's culture? This is the 4th time I've showed this page, okay? So go to this page, Kiasu Parents, right? 2024 secondary school open houses. Start looking through the list. We have already missed quite a few already. So 22 November, right, that is today. You can see, right, that quite a few schools are having their open houses, right, in the afternoon, in the late afternoon. So 5 p.m, right, we have Bedok View, Christchurch, Hwa Chong Presbyterian, and so on and so forth. Bartley Secondary, Anglican also, tomorrow 9
still
a.m.
have. So some schools actually still have. So check this web. I think we have. You just search keywords Kiasu Parents.
That's right.
Open house says 2024.
Okay.
There are actually still some of them still ongoing.
Dunman High.
We can ask them what culture are they looking for in their secondary school life actually.
Yeah, that's good.
Or parents, like, are there parents here? Is there any culture that they're looking for their kids?
Any specific culture you're actually gunning for your secondary school, everyone? Like, is there something specific you're looking for? Type it in. Let us know.
Or can they even tell us about their school culture in primary school?
Yeah, that's a good thing as well. So for yourself, right, any one of you, right, can you describe your culture or not in a secondary school?
Primary school, not
Primary school.
First, yeah. So if they are primary school students here, we ask them what's the school culture they managed to experience in primary school. Do you like it or not?
How the people like? How the teachers like? How's the principal like?
Correct.
How's the atmosphere, the vibes like?
And how many of them, I think we can discuss 2 questions. Number 1, let's see if anyone replies us about their school culture in primary school. Number
Hi,
2,
teacher Jamie said
People of the world. Hi, teacher James in the background.
Can hear me, is it? Okay, the next one is how many of them actually chose the secondary school themselves? How many of them is parents choose?
That's a good point, actually.
And then we can poll, like how many of you, your school is chosen by yourself or chosen by your parents? Yeah.
Okay, we're curious.
Yes,
Did you
we're
get to
curious.
choose your own secondary school?
Yeah, that
or-
actually reminded me of something in a sense, right? How many of you by the way, guys, your parents, right, are so-called getting you to choose a specific school? Like no room for negotiation. How many of you?
Anyone reply us? Anyone daring enough to reply us?
Maybe for all the parents are eyeing like a hawk.
And
Also
share with
cannot
us
say.
also, like the kind of wishes you have for your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. So let's see if they can tell us about their primary school culture. Mm.
Very interesting.
What is your own school's culture like? Do you think? Okay.
I think a lot of it, I heard what Teacher Benjamin mentioned. It's like, your own peers, your own friends, to a certain extent, form the kind of culture. And we hear that a lot actually in primary school classes. I'm not too sure whether you guys heard before. They'll be like, oh, sure. I go to Jurong Point, right? And I see all the students from secondary school always doing, like always making a lot of noise in McDonald's.
That's true.
And therefore,
if you remember, right, there was a point about after school hangouts also. And one thing that I remember, right, because I live, let's just say, I don't want to dox myself, but let's just say I live around Paya Lebar. And whenever I get on a bus, right, at around 1 p.m., right, an entire horde of Paya Lebar Methodist Girls' School students, they crowd onto the bus.
Yeah.
Okay? And they start yapping. Okay, they start speaking Japanese. Okay, until the point, right, one of their teachers had to tell them to pipe down as well. So these impressions, right, they do speak a bit about the in a sense the top-down culture also.
correct.
Right, two types of culture.
When we first moved to Tiong Bahru, as in Tiong Bahru is one of the newer branch in Writers, right? So what happens is during renovation, we will come into the centers and we'll look down at the playground. And how many of you near your secondary school is near this area? Either Gan Sing students and what other school? I know
Sherlyn, welcome back.
Yeah. So they are near here, so we do see their playground behavior. In batches actually. Yeah, correct. So I think some of the behavior that we get to witness when we move to the malls in that area itself will also give you some form of impression, I think. Yeah. Is there anyone like answering to our poll? Did we put up the poll already?
The poll is up, people.
Okay, so the poll,
They choose themselves.
Oh, serious?
Wow!
During our times.
Let's go a little bit more. Yeah.
Interesting.
So you entirely made that decision purely yourself. That means without any parents' interference. Is that?
That's the thing.
Yeah, correct. We were curious about that because I think maybe because of our occupation, we are teachers.
Yeah.
So perhaps those who speak to us are only parents. So generally, I think we have the impression that students actually parents are very concerned about the choices. Yeah, correct.
So generally, it seems that quite a few students, right, they have more agency nowadays, or more choices nowadays.
That's good. Okay, because our CSOs early this morning at I think about 8 a.m. I received texts about parents asking, is choosing secondary school live or recorded? Now they are scrambling for all our past episodes, you see.
Oh, I see.
Correct. Now for those of you who actually missed our earlier 3 episodes, right? This is our 4th episode. Am I
Yes.
right? Yeah. So maybe Teacher Mizuko, you let them know where they can find us and whether Teacher Benjamin's tablet is able to show.
Oh yes, everyone. So if you want to see our past 3 episodes, there's 4 in total. This is the last one, people. Our live sessions are recorded in YouTube and Facebook.
Maybe via his tablet. Can we go to YouTube?
Sure.
YouTube, Writers at Work. Can I?
Yeah. There's a YouTube icon there just now.
Hold on.
You go back. No, just now.
Hold on.
Share screen. Yeah, correct. It's Zoom. I forgot. YouTube.
So our past episodes definitely are in Facebook and YouTube. It's easier to find them in YouTube, I would say.
Writers at Work.
So correct.
Is this one, right?
Click it here.
Okay,
Go to our channel. Go to live. I think.
Writers at Work.
So when you go to our channel here, Writers at Work, then you will see live. And from here, all the sections will show. And then you will see it from the title of the video, then you will know that these are all our, you see subject combinations we've covered. We've covered SEC versus IP. Currently, we're covering the final considerations. So go into the live tab, and then you will find all our previous live sessions.
Yes, and actually it seems there's quite a lot of very useful things
Correct.
also.
So more choosing secondary school is one. We are also just finished. We have also just finished. Oh, we have one more. We have a series of PSLE English versus secondary English as well. You may want to look at it so that you don't get a shock as to the changes in how English subject is being, how are you learning it and what are the changes primary versus secondary wise. So have a look. And of course, we have some papers. We go through English papers as well. So go into our YouTube channel, you'll have all of them. It's also in Facebook, by the way. So just scroll down, then you will see the live sessions that we've previously done.
Correct. Because they came messaging and I was like scrambling to find it for them. Yeah. So this is where we can be found, people. Yeah. So if you have questions and all that, yes. So I think we may need to share the link together with the ops site.
Okay, Ken. Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Correct.
I think
We'll have to
they're
do
now
that.
at this point where they're looking for whatever information they
Yeah,
can get.
I think so. I think some of you probably sleeping on your options, and then when supposed to submit?
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
Oh,
20.
Tuesday.
26.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Some
Alyssa
have already.
submitted right?
Yeah, so Alyssa submitted
Alyssa
already.
already. Very fast.
Wow.
Not bad, Alyssa.
Very good, Alyssa.
So how many of you? Okay, so majority of them said yes is their own choices, is it?
Yeah, it seems so.
The poll. Good for you guys, man. So you have a mind of your own. Then the next question I have would be, how many of you took a risk with your first choice? That's a nice one to ask. I mean, now we teacher Benjamin and teacher Miss Go, you guys more or less finish the things you want to cover, or you all come now we should ask questions.
My
Yep.
PSLE was bad. I was crying when I saw it. Oh, I eat food.
Don't worry, it's not the end, by the way. Like, I eat food, right? I can let you know my PSLE was 22 AL to 23 AL. It's very bad also. Okay? So, pointers, right? I still went to JC, I still went to university. Is keep growing in a sense. One setback, right, it doesn't mean the end.
You can always bounce back.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing.
can always bounce back.
Oh.
Mine was 25.
Okay, I see. So it's around mine.
That's
It's
fine,
around
that's
mine also.
fine.
Pointers, right? It's not the end. Right?
25 can go where? I'm
Yeah,
just-
you can search the school finder.
That means G1. So there's a lot of G1 school posting schools that you're looking at. So, hello, Danish.
Danish, you're P4, right? Yeah.
Oh, people so enthusiastic.
Yes!
But he
You
scored
know the
very
energy,
well,
very
not bad,
positive.
40 out of 50, right? Okay, well done, Danish.
Scored well for PSLE. PSLE for end of year P4.
Yeah.
40 or 50.
Their response made me realize that maybe they're not concerned about school culture. Because since they cannot tell us about their primary school culture, I think they're not worried
Yeah.
about culture. Then in that case, any school you can go into, I believe you all can survive.
But I did improve by 1 AL since
Okay, any improvement is good, I think. Well done.
keep going. I eat food. Secondary, it's not like whatever you perform, however you perform for PSLE is the same way for secondary. No. It's like all of you are going back to, like, you're all moving up, but you're all going back to square one.
True.
And you know
Because
what's the
secondary life is
correct.
back to
And
zero.
And you know what's the best part? Because last time primary, it's just like in primary school you only have 4 subjects. You had a smaller buffet table.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you can perform well, right, for a wider range in the sense of subjects.
Correct.
And don't forget also, right, for those I've seen, right, PSLE, right, for some students, right, they do particularly well for English. The moment they go to secondary school, English plummets. Their English grades plummet as
So
well.
if they've been tuning in, and then now since we're on just this page, let's stay here. We'll be very naughty. Why not for them to recap? Tell us what are the subjects that you all have shared that secondary provides.
Okay.
Now it's time, like, this is what's going to happen now. We'll quiz you now. Time to quiz everyone with what we have covered so far.
Yeah.
Let's do this now. So first question was, what subjects are you going to be taking for secondary school?
Now it's starting to come in history from people of the world.
No secondary school students allowed. Okay, it's cheating. At this point, it's cheating for you all. Math, very good. People of the
Only
world.
one there?
So start making a distinction. A math.
Hey, short form we
E-math.
don't accept. We must accept the full term. Come here,
Oh.
Mr. Teacher Benjamin. Must be
Okay.
stricter.
People of the world, maybe you can spell it out. Science. What is psych? Okay.
I got to go. See you at
Elementary
1:30 p.m. See you, Danish.
Bye bye. Thank you. Additional math. How does Sherlyn do this font, by the
Very
way?
nice, right?
Yeah.
So cute.
Mm.
Mathematics. I eat food. Very good.
Hey, they only know there are 4 subjects. There.
Yeah, that's the thing,
Humanities a lot more, people.
You have something called humanities, by the way, very language focused. History, we have it already. Any other things?
Yeah, some start with G, right?
The study of this Earth, what's this called? This globe starts with a G.
Yeah. Correct. Then also
And
we
it
have
stops.
one starts with A, very short only. You have to do it whether you're good at it or not. You don't have a choice, right? Yeah.
One of it is more practical. You can give your teacher art.
Geometry.
Geometry, that's under math.
Math.
They want topic, they want not subject.
Yeah, it's more under math. One of it, right?
Science.
For this subject, I remember I gave my teacher food poisoning during FCE. Actually,
What did you do,
She-
Teacher
okay,
Benjamin?
I was cooking carbonara, right? And then during FCE, we called it home economics then. I cooked carbonara. My carbonara, right, the cream, right, is just water. So essentially, it's like watery soup like that. When my teacher looked at it, right, she was shaking her head. But she has to try it. It's part of the exam.
Oh my god.
Then after she took a bite, right, then suddenly she was absent for, let's say, 2 or 3 days.
Oh my god.
When she came back,
Did
right,
you
then she
do
said,
the
do you know?
traditional carbonara sauce wherein like
I
the
did.
egg?
I did.
That's why she got food poisoning.
Oh.
Because it's very delicate to create carbonara
Yeah.
when you just use like the actual egg as the. Oh my God, Teacher Benjamin!
But
the
I
teacher
gave
will
my
remember you
like
forever.
she came to me, right, then she said, you know that you gave me food poisoning. Then I was
Oh my God!
oh, okay, I see. But in my defense, right, everyone's dishes was equally terrible. So
Massive class food
Yeah.
poisoning.
Correct. She may
Yeah.
have gotten it
so
from everyone.
for FCE, please don't kill your teacher. Thank you very much. Oh, cannot use the word. Please don't affect your teacher. By the way.
English, history, very interesting.
Science got 3 types, right? People?
Yes, but
Yeah.
differentiate only later on, Sec 3,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
So what are the 3 types of science? Higher Chinese, yes, mother tongue.
Not bad, they are trying.
Yes.
I can tell they did pay attention, which is a good thing.
Very good. So at least you're
Yeah,
aware
there's a
of your
banana soup.
subjects now. What else can we quiz them with? Three types
PCM.
of sciences.
No, PCB.
Mhm.
What is PCB?
C and B.
Really?
The 3 sciences one.
Oh, sorry, I was so blurred. Oh, okay.
And what are the 3 types of sciences, people? Let's give it a try.
Oh. In this case.
Not bad. They're making the effort to try. Yeah.
Chem biophysics.
Okay,
Well,
there we go. Very good. Okay, you got it. Miss or Mr. Yet
good
with
job. With a cute.
cutie face or something like that.
Okay.
So actually for now, right, now that we are roughly done with most of our content, do we want to do a very brief recap?
Recap. Let's do a recap of
So,
all the factors
For everyone
involved.
who completely missed everything, maybe we go
This is now
back.
the time.
We
go back
fly
quickly.
through some of the slides because this is a recap after all. Okay.
Correct. So Teacher Benjamin go a little bit slow, then maybe what the team can do is we just chop this recap and then we put it somewhere.
Correct.
Ah.
Okay, so now's the time. Those of you who have done 4 sessions in the past few days. So we'll go through very quickly in the 4 sessions so that you
Okay.
see roughly what are the important factors you can consider when choosing secondary school.
Right.
Let's give it a go.
Okay.
Quick fire
So-
round of all the 4 sessions.
Very quickly, right? For session 1, what we covered, right, was the difference between SEC and IP. Okay. And of course, right, even before section 1, what we were talking about, right, was what's this annoying thing? how useful the school finder tool was, okay, as well.
So please go into the school finder tool of
Mm.
MOE. You will have the details of every single school there, cut-off points,
Subjects
subjects
offered,
offered, everything.
electives,
Yes.
CCAs, and so
Play
on and so
around
forth.
it. Please
Okay.
have a look.
And we
then,
talk a bit about posting, right? We talk about
Correct.
your 6 choices and how you should always try, right, to consider 2 to 3 schools where you can meet the cutoff point.
Yes.
Okay? If you cannot meet the cutoff point, you go and put that option there. You
Mm.
go to a second stage called the tiebreaker stage.
Mhm.
Okay? And they'll filter you, right, based on citizenship or PR. Whether you are a citizen or PR, they'll filter you based on your choice order. If all else fails, right, everything is the same. You fight for the, let's say 2 of you are fighting for the last spot, right?
Correct.
You have to use, they're going to use computerized balloting.
Yeah.
The computer is going to pick your name out of a hat.
Mhm.
Okay?
So summary here: be strategic with making sure that you actually make it to the cutoff point.
Okay?
Because the goal is not to get to the tiebreaker.
Yes.
Right. Mhm.
And when it comes to choice order as well, right?
Mhm.
Do take note of that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Mhm.
So with that done, right, from now on, in fact, last year we already started already, right? You're going to do full subject-based banding.
Mhm.
We no longer have anything, right? We no longer have things like what do you call that? NA, NT, and Express. Now we call them posting groups 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you go to posting group 1, most of your subjects will be taken at posting group 1.
Correct.
Okay, you go to posting group 3, most of your subjects will be at posting group 3. Roughly, right, they correspond to NT, posting group 1, NA, 2, and Express, right, 3. Okay, but if you do well for specific subjects, right, you have a choice of going 1 level up.
Correct.
If I'm very good at my G2 English, I'll be offered to go to G3 English. Okay, this one we know already. So point is, right, you have mixed form classes, right, with people from posting group 1, 2, and 3. Okay, from now on. Okay, so point is, right, there's no O level or N level already. Nowadays, right, you're gonna do one streamline examination, SEC. Okay, the Secondary Education Certificate, SEC. Okay, very, very convenient. So point is, right, after that, we'll talk about IP program. If you're not sure what the IP program is, basically, right, 6-year program, at the end of it, you take your A levels or your IB. Okay, and it's very, very, very tough, actually. Okay, it's fit for the top 10% of the cohort too. Okay, and only around 17 institutions in Singapore offer this IP program. We'll really talk about what that program is. Okay, so we have all these challenges as well. Okay, what qualities do you need to have? And so on and so forth.
And these are the schools.
Okay, these are the schools divided according to gender or co-ed.
Which is,
as
by
well.
the way, information you can find in School Finder as well.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
So, with that done, right, we go to session 2. And session 2, very, very quickly, we talk a bit about specialized subjects. Okay, subject combinations, what subjects you're going to take, and the like as well. Okay, oh, it's acting up. Hold on, like a petulant child. Hold on. Okay, so moving on to number 2, right, very, very quickly. This is where we talk about subjects. Okay, this was previous sections. Once again, School Finder, right, it has a section for specific subjects too. Point is, right, you have certain core subjects in secondary that you have to take. Okay, so you have elective subjects as well, as follows. We talk a bit more, right, about some of these elective specialized subjects. Okay, like exercise and sports science, computing, art elective program, economics, and the like as well, literature and Chinese. Point here is this, by the way, when it comes to these specialized subjects, don't just look at it and think that exercise and sports science, I'm going to do PE every day, all day. Okay, be very familiar with the requirements for these subjects also. Okay,
Don't take them just for their
don't
names.
take them at face value with their names. Okay.
Another important question that you can ask the schools, right? How is this? What are the requirements of this subject? What's
True,
the
true, true.
syllabus? So you understand the rigor.
Yep.
Sometimes you just go like, oh, okay, this is okay. I'm just gonna be cooking, or I'm just gonna be playing,
Mm.
but you didn't realize that there's theory, and then you'll be tested, and this is how you'll be tested. So look into the subject, and at that point, check the requirements in the syllabus.
And
as
in
well.
fact, right, for some subjects, once you take them, you cannot drop them also. So be
Correct.
careful of that.
Mhm.
Point is, right, for the SEC, junior college admission, right, is roughly going to be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to take more G3 subjects. But for polytechnic admission, right, your ELR to B2, right, okay, they're going to allow a mix of G2 and G3 subjects too. Okay, according to the Ministry of Education. So, very popular combinations, right, are as such. Do take note if you're going to JC, right, your L1R5, L1R5 is what you're going to be using. Okay, so if you take around 7 to 8 subjects, they're only going to consider 6 subjects. That gives you around 2 backups. So, point is, right, please be strategic when it comes to these subjects too. Okay, consider your current and potential strengths. Are you consistently doing well for a particular subject, and so on and so forth. Okay.
I just one more thing to highlight is English is ultimately your first language.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if you want to go for a very good JC, for example, technically you will need your A1 for that.
There is no running away from English.
Yeah.
Okay, ultimately. Very, very few people can really use higher Chinese also, honestly. Okay, so with that done, right, I'll move on and we'll just do a very, very quick recap on session 3. And that will be on CCAs. Okay, so talking about the CCAs, is that Marvel music?
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about the CCAs, right? Very quickly, this is what we covered before. Okay, CCAs grouped, right, are roughly grouped into 4 specific categories. And once again, right, certain schools, right, are known for doing very, very well in certain CCAs as well. Okay, so we have these schools too. Okay, for the performing arts, Chinese orchestra, choir, concert band. Do take note also for dance, right? We did say before, when it comes to university, right, dance is part of the culture, so it's very competitive. So dance may offer a bit of an advantage when it comes to university admission. Okay, robotics, all this kind of thing. Point is, right, does CCA actually matter? Of course. Okay, so we talk about the importance of CCAs, especially when it comes to entering JC, Polytechnic or Uni. You still have DSA into JC. Okay, that's what I know. I have a friend, 20 points. He managed to DSA into a 10-point JC. So that can work as well. Okay. And CCAs, it can be used to subtract points from your L1R5, your ELR to B2. So you are going to be active no matter what. If not, right, you are giving up a very achievable advantage either way. Okay. So, point is, right, CCA is rather important. If you want, right, you can go once again and ask and call the school perhaps to ascertain, right, their grades, their distinction rates for CCAs, how they do in the SYF, and so on and so forth also. Okay?
Another set of questions that you can ask now.
Yeah, another set of questions you can ask. So with session 3 done,
the one that we've just covered just now.
Yeah, done session 4 also.
The first half of this
Okay.
live.
So actually, right, I think that's that.
Correct. So those are all the factors: specialized subjects, cut-off points. Be mindful of your choice orders when you do when you submit your choices. Earlier we touched on location,
Yes.
school culture, and be smart enough. I at least I hope you know the right questions to ask when you ask, and at the same time, don't just take it from us. You know, when you go out there, ask the right question. Vary the types of people that you ask the school, you ask the students from there, you ask teachers, and then you ask your friends or siblings of your friends. Then from there, trim it down. What's consistent amongst all these people? What's consistent amongst all the information that you got? Then you have the information. And then build a table, people.
Yes.
Build a table. School A, B, C, these are all the factors. Which school ticks more boxes and which school actually gave you more weight on the most important factors for you as well.
Either way, right, I think after today, right, so the schools, the admin staff, right, they're going to get a lot of calls. Right? All of you will call to find data out, right? I hope, okay?
But at the end of the day, you always take it, have the mindset of a scientist to always ask the right questions, be curious about it, and then don't just, take it at face value. Check what's consistent, what's different, and at the end of the day, hopefully you always get an informed decision when you test things and when you ask questions.
Okay, Sherlyn has actually been working very, very hard, by the way.
Thank you, Sherlyn. We love you so
9.1K
much,
already.
Sherlyn.
Okay,
You
9.1,
deserve
very
all
close.
the sound effects that I have here.
Last thing, right, I want to talk about when it comes to location, don't waste your holiday. Okay, I'm like a nagging parent at this point. Go and find out how long it takes, right?
Correct.
Take a bus down to your school, take MRT down to your school as well. Okay? Really, right, I cannot emphasize this enough, because when it comes to national exams, right, quite a few people were affected during the train breakdown also. Do you have alternate routes or not as well? Okay,
Correct.
think about that.
So it's a crucial part, choosing the school. But Teacher Benjamin, anything you'd like to share with them? That at the end of the day, the moment you get the school, and then you start your secondary life in that school, what are some tips that you can give them?
I would say have an open mind.
Yeah.
Okay,
correct.
any preconceived notion, anything you think about, right, that you've heard from the school, about the school in a sense, right? Don't let it affect you too much. Have an open mind. Go in there preparing to learn anew.
Correct.
Don't assume just because you do very badly or you do very, very well, right, that you've got it in the bag already. Right? So be a blank slate.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's nice.
Adjust,
Be a blank
adjust.
slate. And at the end of the day, you can always, be smart in checking distinction rates, be smart in checking the culture and all. But when you start your secondary school, you create your own culture within the groups that you have,
True.
the friends that you have. Like you may have gotten into a school with a very high distinction rate, for example, for English or for math, but a huge part of it, what teacher did you end up having, for example? So take control of it. Take control of how much you learn. Take control of how much you absorb when you go to secondary school. A lot of it will still be within your control.
Maybe the last thing I'll say this, right? I know quite a few of you are rather disappointed. Okay, you didn't get a AL you wanted and things like that, but don't think that's the end.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
Like Teacher Jeremy said, right? All roads lead to Rome.
Yes.
Okay, it's just whether you take a shortcut or you go maybe for a longer route or so.
Yeah.
You still end at the same place.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we are at the last part here, I mean, if there are parents tuning in, this is also meant for parents. I think regardless of how they have done their best.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think what happens is no matter what, we are adults, it's important for us to manage our emotions when our kids put in their choices for, the next forward moving path that they want to choose. So I think what we can do as adults in the family is to, be super supportive, respect their choices, and journey along together with them. Yeah, if they can make it for some open houses, great, go ahead. Otherwise, checking the websites will work. Some of the schools actually have YouTube channels.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, they have IG, they have YouTube.
Check their social media.
Correct. I totally forgot about that now that I'm just talking
actually,
about
I
it.
realized
Yeah,
also.
Yeah, correct. Some schools have like CHIJ, Toa Payoh, they have super active IG.
Oh.
Then you can get more inside scoops about what happens in class, in their activities. It will give you a better idea.
Correct.
Social media,
I mean, as
actually.
much as it's curated content that's being put out there, but it's authentic to a certain extent.
Correct.
Definitely. You get to see like the activities and the student involvement, like the things that the students should and all that may not, most likely is not done by professionals, you see.
Yeah.
In fact, recently, I think it was Nan Qiao or don't know what, the teachers did a alpha language video to invite the kids for the open house. Correct. I mean, HODs and all that willing to do that for you guys, it shows a lot. Yeah. So I think what I want to share with parents is that have faith in whatever choices that the kids have chosen. If it's good, we need to learn to manage our expectations.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. If it's something which we are apprehensive about, but we need to have faith.
Correct.
Yeah.
Take that leap.
Yes, correct. Exactly.
Okay.
And thank you very much.
Thank
we
you.
reached 10K likes.
Okay.
Yay!
People of the world,
A
thank you
huge
very much.
shout out to
Sherlyn
Sherlyn.
especially. Thank you.
All the best for the decisions that you're gonna make. And we hope that we've given you a bit of at least value on how you make the decisions.
And we'll meet again, of course.
Yes.
As always.
Teacher Benjamin must come back and do papers.